Hello, class. My name is Shine Robson, and I hope you all have enjoyed the class as much as I have because I really have enjoyed it. I have gotten a lot of information from the class, and some of my perspectives about diversity have really widened. I first thought this class was just going to be, boring, a lot of assignments, but I was surprised about how much information I learned and how fun the class was. The class enabled us to actually go out and talk to people, and we did a lot of research. So I really like that. And one thing I learned from the information was ageism. I never thought there was a term for it, and I never thought that discrimination against um, older people was a real thing just because I always grew up being told, to respect those older than you. And if you see someone, older, maybe walking with a cane or something or a wheelchair, and if they need some help, you were supposed to go help them. So that was really surprising to me to find that out. And another thing that I learned was the rights of disabled people. I knew that they had rights because everyone has rights under the Constitution, but I never knew exactly what the rights were. So that was good for me to learn. And my son being disabled, he's only one right now, but when he gets older, if he ever encounters some issues or whatever, the website would be really good for helping us. They have many resources and stuff, so that was good. One thing was that my views really changed when we had the discussion about religion in the workplace. And after the professor's comments, and excuse me if I say the name wrong, Chongo Mumbo, hope I didn't mess your name up, I'm so sorry. But the discussion was about whether it's possible to affirm our different religious and non-religious beliefs in the workplace and still be good employees and coworkers. And at first I said no, because if there's different religions in the workplace, then they would clash and they would cause conflict, and it wouldn't enable all of the coworkers to, do the job properly. But after the comments, I really began to think about it. And being religious means that you affirm it, especially if you're a Christian, because the Bible says that you're supposed if you deny your religion, then after you pass on and you go to heaven, then God will deny you. So being religious means that you're accepting it and you want others to know. And not only that, the goal of the workplace is to advance the workplace, not, it doesn't really concern religion. So they just really got me to thinking that it is possible to affirm your religion and still be good employees. And another thing that I learned was the white privilege. I knew that whites had privileges, but I guess I never knew that it was an actual thing, like a real term or whatever. Um, I guess let me say that I never knew it was so big because I kind of grew up in a small little town. But yeah, I never knew that the problem was so big that there was an actual term for it. I thought that it was just little things of whites getting privileges, like if they're walking down the street compared to an African American or other race walking down the street. They won't get stopped or whatever and be like, hey, what are you doing? If they get a speeding ticket or whatever, they can get out of it easier than a black person can. But I just never knew. And I also learned a little bit more about LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. I did not know that there were so many resources available to them, and I want to become a social worker. So all of this information and all of these resources that we were exposed to will really help me for when I get into the field. And also the just learning about diversities in general and the different backgrounds that people can come from, that was really helpful. Because when you're a social worker, you're going to talk to all different kinds of people, all different diversities, all different backgrounds. So that was really good. And the most important thing would be, when we talked about in the very beginning of the course, being an active listener. Because being a social worker, of course, I'm going to be talking to people and they're going to be talking to me. And the most important thing for me to do is listen to them. So it was really important for me to know that you don't just listen with your ears, but you listen with your eyes. You watch the body language and how people react to when you say something, and you listen with your mouth. You make sure that when they're talking, you say little things like, yes, I hear you, or maybe small little questions like, how do you feel about that? And you don't interrupt them when they're talking, you wait till they get done. So that's really helpful for when I begin my social work job and I began talking to other people, and even in life. So most of the things I've learned from this course, well, all of the things I learned for the course, the resources and all of that have really helped me to learn and see things differently, and they're really going to be helpful for me. So I just hope that you all have enjoyed the class as much as I have, and have learned a lot, because I know I have. And that is all. Thank you for watching.